Hello, hello. I'm going to activate my webcam now. Hey. I'm back. I have finally moved apartments, so I'm able to stream again. I intended to have my first stream something nice, but here we are. Hello, Mutator. But yeah, my room is a mess right now because I literally just moved. Like I have a table and a bed, and that's it. Like that's actually, like, to the right is like moving crates. I built up this one thing, and that's it. But anyways, that's not why we're here today. We're here today because I want to talk about Jolts. And I chose the stream because I want to be as transparent as possible while also inviting conversation with you people. That's why in the chat I have the chat window. That's why in the stream I have the chat window. I don't intend to post like a one-sided wall of text and then hide behind it. And that being said, I am trying to keep this video rather short because I intend to put it on YouTube for all the people who won't be able to watch it right now. After I presented all my points, there will be an opportunity for chat to ask questions, which I will truthfully answer. Everything clear until now on? Good. So, let's begin. All started yesterday. Yesterday we had cancel Thursday, as Saber calls it. A lot of really bad allegations were made against people. Really serious ones too. And I think it showed, like, us as a gaming community in general, that something has to change. One more allegation was being made, like several allegations were being made in the Pokken community. And one of them was this one. Saberwolf and Gintrax have harassed me. Saber attacked and threatened me in DMs in August 2019, a little before Worlds 2019. And Gintrax harassed me multiple times. One in regards to Thunderdome, another in regards to someone in my server getting kicked. I'm going to address both instances now. The first one is the Thunderdome. So this happened during Thunderdome 7. I'm going to give you the link to it, and I will explain to you what happened. So, during Thunderdome 7, Jolts, who runs these tournaments, did something different than what he usually does. Sorry, I didn't blend out the picture. He seeded the bracket right before tournament start, and then, without having the community check his seeding, which what he usually does, immediately started the tournament. The bracket looked like this. And I was like, hey, like immediately after the bracket were public, I was like, hey, wait a second. You know, this guy's in my region and like the best player, like one of the best players in Europe, and I have like a 100% lose rate against him. Do you think he might not be a random seed against me round 2? And he was like, nah, that's fine, you have to play it. And I was like, Jolts, this is rigged seeding. But he didn't take it. And we got to play it out, and I was pissed. One of the reasons why I was pissed is because his tournament had this weird bounty system where you win enough tournaments in a row, you get a bounty on your head, and whoever beats you gets the bounty. And I won, I think, 3 tournaments before that. So, Jolts, and you will understand why he did this later. Jolts, in my opinion, and an act of petty vengeance, tried to rig the seeding against me. But this was fine to me, yeah. It was just a lost tournament, and I didn't even lose money, yeah, because you don't get your bounty. I just like felt I got cheated, so I tried to argue with him. But obviously he's the TO, so I don't have any power. There was that incident. The second incident was about Ariel, who's in the chat right now. Really glad about that, by the way. When I first got to know Jolts, he actually used to respect me greatly. I think it was actually one of my streams together with Jose, LCF, ex-Absoluted, that got him into the community. And he had like great respect for me. And so, when I first joined the server, I was made a mod. So, for this one, I have a Taito Vortex. I have someone blocked? Oh, it's Ronblade, or whatever. Sorry. For this one, I have witnesses. And I asked these witnesses if I can use their name to prove what I'm saying. And they both agreed to it. So, my witnesses in this case are Mutator and Taito Vortex. Because, just like me, they used to be mods in his Discord. So, I joined the server, I was being made a mod, it was cool. The theme of Jolt's server, if you know it, is positivity. There's a lot of it in it, and personally, I found it to be rather fake, but that's just my opinion, yeah? Like, it's not an attack, it's like, I just didn't like it. So I didn't speak much in the server, and I just read messages. I remember Ariel was in the server too, and he actually seemed to have a really good time. If you don't remember him, or if you joined too late to actually know him, he's a disabled person who used to play Pokken, and he dealt with a lot of neglect and disrespect because of several things. He often lashed out against the community in toxic ways, which made him quite unpopular with a lot of people. The scenario I'm going to tell you now is, I think, like 1 year ago. I don't have any screenshots because I'm banned from the server, by the way. But Mutator and Taito and other community members saw this incident and are my witnesses. So there was one day where Ariel, just in a chat, just regular day, was like, hey, this is the best server I've ever been in. Thank you all for being my friends. And Jolts responded something along the lines of, I'll always be there for you. You're such a good friend yourself. But on the same day, and of course I know this because I've been part of the mod chat, Jolts got DM'd by someone who basically told him about Ariel's reputation in the community. And Jolts, who apparently didn't know this before, decided to immediately get rid of him. Because he didn't want to do it himself, he invited Mutator, this is actually when Mutator became a mod, he invited Mutator into the server to ask him to kick Ariel. I do have a screenshot in that too. This one. Like, there you see, like, he made a mod, Mutator kicked him, and then he deleted some messages because Ariel joined back, it was just a kick. And then he was like, hey, what the fuck, what's this kick for? And then Jolts was like, yeah, and then Jolts banned him and deleted some messages, I think. So, because I thought it wasn't right, I confronted Jolts publicly in the server. I said that I think it's really two-faced, because at least he should have talked to Ariel first, instead of banning the kid in the middle of the night, like in the literal middle of the night while he was asleep. The conversation went nowhere. He refused to listen to any of my points and banned me from the Discord. there was the second incident of harassment he mentioned. So, I really don't want to be rude or devalue Jolt's experience. But, in my opinion, there was an argument. I thought you were wrong, and I stated my opinion. That's not harassment. That's standing for what I think is right. If you think I'm mislabeling what happened and did actually grieve or verbally abuse you, Jolts, you're free to present screenshots to support this. But I'm confident that you can't. You know, at first I thought it was really disrespectful that you brought our little Discord argument as a reason to call harassment on me. Not disrespectful towards me, I don't take it like that, but disrespectful towards all the other victims of physical and psychological abuse who you are taking attention away with your petty call out. I was going to let you get away with it too, but then you made it about this girl, and that crossed the line for me. Before I decided to make this stream, I gave you one last chance. Like a professional, I DM'd you and asked you to reconsider. So I'm going to read this out because it might be really small on some screens. I'm advising to calmly think about bad battles you're willing to fight and which ones you're not. What you did to, censored, was inexcusable. Please don't try to feign moral superiority. You know exactly why we have beef. And now trying to paint me as the aggressor will backfire for you if you commit to it. He responded, I promise to be as honest as possible. And if I'm not, let me know. So, you're choosing to commit to this? By this, you mean attacking you? What I posted about you is all I will say about you. Since the censored situation applies, I will explain that for the sake of clarity. What the others do is up to them. I am open to talking though, just via text. Very well. Since you blocked me on Twitter, I will post about this myself then. No subtweet intended. Do whatever you want. Sorry that it's coming to this. Listen, I just think an apology for the harassment is all I need. So, I decided to make this video then. I gave you a chance, you didn't take it, and said you made a tweet long about the girl, where you try to play the victim card and ignore all the things you've done to her. I told you specifically to not feign moral superiority, because you know exactly what you did, and you chose to be ignorant. So I'm going to tell the whole story for her sake. I got permission to act on her behalf. She's not watching this because she thinks it will plummet her mental health into the abyss. But she trusts me to handle this appropriately. She doesn't want her name mentioned, so I am not going to use the 142 images of chat logs that I've given by her. Nor will I use the 2 hour and 20 minute video that you had, Jolts, with her, Saber and Mutator. In this video, she confesses about your abuse and tried to make things work out with you despite that. However, if you still choose to feign moral superiority and ignore the facts and evidence that I can present to you, I am going to edit the video and the rest of the screenshots to be usable without compromising the girl's identity, and I will post them online. First, let's look at the tweet longer that you wrote. The girl Saber was talking about. I had a feeling this situation would come up. I am going to explain as brief and specific as I can about this person. I had a friend in college who I eventually started to have feelings for. She said she wasn't interested, so agreed to be friends. I feel what needs to be said though is that I'm a person who really enjoys cheering people up. So it was my personal goal to cheer this person up as much as I could. Although I didn't know back then was sometimes you can't cheer everyone up. What I mean by this was some days I would be really determined to help this person with their problems, that I didn't realize the toll it would take on me. Just mentioning, realize how he's kind of pushing the blame on her, like, oh yeah, I just tried to help her, but I couldn't. Eventually, I learned that this friendship was harmful to my mental health, so I left. Earlier in the friendship, I mentioned to this person that I felt afraid to talk to them because I shut down when they lashed out at me. So I did what was best for me and left. I will say, I was really set on trying to make this person feel better, and I disregarded my own mental health. Leave this person alone, we went our separate ways. I feel so anxious writing this. I think I'll just answer questions because I know there will be posts from them, screenshots, etc. Do whatever you want, I just don't want harassment to just fly. Okay. And before you ask, no, nothing sexual happened between us. I respected her boundaries. No, she was not a child either. We both had our own mental issues, but we dealt with it. If there's anything you want to say to me about this, if you want to do so. If you want to leave, leave. I have a lot of things to say about this, Jolts. So, how about this? This is Jolts pretending to kill himself. After this transpired, he blacked out his picture and didn't message anyone for 12 years. 12 years, sorry. 12 hours, not 12 years. In my opinion, this is gaslighting. In fact, you're not aware what gaslighting is. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse where the culprit tries to erode the victim's feeling of self-worth with lying, destroying their perception of what's true and what isn't, and kind of spinning a narrative that everything bad that's happening is their fault. Also, look at this. I will say, I was really set on trying to make this person feel better. Is that what you think that makes someone feel better? Feeling responsible for suicide? I don't think so. Moving on. I'll begin to explain now how the entire thing started and how it came to this. So first, remember back in 2018 when we had someone in the Pokken community kill themselves and someone else being suicidal? It's actually when I first started to do the wholesome Jin streams and when I talked about mental health issues and other things to the community. During these streams, I got to know the girl we're talking about. And I also got to know Jolts more. So Jolts and this girl, they used to be best friends. So here, well, outside of gaming, I'm not quite that impressive. I have no idea what to do with my life, to be honest. I tend to be depressed sometimes too, but I'm moving forward. The community is super good to me, and Pokken is my favorite game, so I'm never really sad until I'm super stressed in school. Drawing is fun. Cheering people up is great. Fae is something I play religiously. Censored is my best friend. I'm always wanting to learn, grow and improve at the end of everything. And then we had stuff like this. Thanks, same to you. Also, thanks so much for talking to Censored. She needed some more friends to hear her out. She told you. She would occasionally mention that she loves talking to you. Thanks so much. Oh dear, I'll try my best. You okay? Yeah, I'm happy I can make that much of a positive impact on her. Or something like this. Censored is important to me too. I'm gladly there for her. You're a good friend. So are you. Thanks. Senseit often tells me how good of a friend you are, and I appreciate that lots. Oh haha, no problem. She's sorta like family to me, to be honest. But then again, you are too. I love my family and I want them to be happy and follow their dreams. This is how things started out. It's going to take a turn from here. So there was one day. So as we already know, and from your tweet longer, you started developing feelings for this girl. Here. And she said she wasn't interested. And you said, okay, cool. We're going to be friends. And that was cool and fun. However, all was good until the minute where she confessed to you that she might have feelings for someone else. And that's when you decided to throw her out of your life immediately. And I'm going to be honest here. You can make the argument that it's in your full right to rid yourself of relationships that hurt you. And I'd actually agree with that. You know, if you just did that, everything would have been okay. Would have hurt, yeah, sure, because losing friends always fucking sucks. But that's not what you did. What you did is not only leave her, but you actively tried to make her feel like it's her fault that you're leaving. That she destroyed you. The sad thing about this, it actually worked. You made her feel like it's all her fault, and she even tried to make efforts to make up with you. What do you want? I want to be close friends again. I don't want to be a convenience for you. You've been treating this friendship based on your wants, and I had to step in to be hurt. What does this mean though? How we were. That's how I treat my close friends. And maybe you aren't ready for that. I don't think I can do that. That's how best friends want to be treated, you know? With empathy and meaning. Friendships aren't casual things to me. I'm not a drop-in thing with shallow, casual conversations. That's not okay, Jolts. This form of gaslighting is emotional abuse. And it's not okay. Not towards a girl, not towards a friend, and especially not towards someone you call your best friend. You literally went from, she's my best friend and such an amazing person, to, you ruined my life, I want to die, it's your fault, over confessing to you in trust that she might have feelings for someone else. That's what started. You never took responsibility for your actions. You avoided her and me at all costs. And you even made lies to cover it up. Like, she wants to destroy me, she's evil. Or even in your tweet longer, you said that I felt afraid to talk to them because I shut down when they lashed out at me. I'm going to explain to you what happened there. The person we're talking about, the girl, she's night blind. And one day, she and Jolts were driving at night. It was a really stressful situation at her, and Jolts failed to read the room. So he said something kind of mean that agitated her. So she snapped at him. I'm gonna repeat this. You couldn't read the room, and she had an emotional response, and now you're trying to make it seem like she's an abusive person. Another lie that you made up in order to dodge us is Jin is violent. He's going to beat me up at Worlds. To that I can say, have you looked at me? Jesus, me beating someone up? You must be joking. Either way. You also said that she stole your 3DS and refused to return it when you literally dodged her at every opportunity, so that I, at Worlds, had to call you to the TO desk to give it to you myself. You hurt someone very deeply with your actions, Jules. to the point where this person is having panic attacks every time you mention them. Instead of taking responsibility, you try to paint yourself as the victim and her as an abuser. We had to arrange a call with 2 neutral parties, Saber and Mutator, for you to even acknowledge her, and even during that call you were dismissive towards all the pain you inflicted on her. And then yesterday you wrote this taunting tweet longer. You pulled her into a situation that had nothing to do with her, just to get one up over Saber. You opened a wound that wasn't fully healed for your own selfish gain. Jolts, I think you're a manipulative person, I think you're pathetic, and I sincerely hope that everyone who is in a similar situation with you will cut their ties with you. That's all I have to say to this matter. The last couple of screenshots is what's leading up to Worlds, and this is about her 3DS. About Jolt's 3DS, yeah? The girl had it, and obviously after they cut ties, Jolts wanted her to return it, and she offered to return it at Worlds. You're coming to Worlds? Yep. Sure that works? One condition. You and me get to meet one-on-one. Okay. Why? You get to own up on your actions and hear me out. You need to own up to what you've done and how you used me. And fine, you want people around, that's fine. We'll be having the same conversation. Let's have people around. You really want to do this? You really want yo do this? I have every right to. Again, I was fine with just being the 2 of us. You know what? Say what you want to say now instead of words. Nah, we're doing this face to face. You get to face your actions like a man. I can't believe you anymore. Don't say anything. I get it, you're mad at me and you want to destroy me. And obviously... Ah, shit. This one follows. I am going to ask you to make your own judgment over the situation. I've prepared this stream for a couple of hours, like literally since yesterday, with very little sleep. And from now on, I'm going to read chat and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. This stream will be going up on YouTube, as I said, for all the people who couldn't watch it. Thanks for your attention. So, what do you guys think? I have a question. What's up, Wiseblade? Yeah, it was Worlds 2019 where I returned to 3DS. Thank you too for watching, RP. Yeah, but I think if people have questions, because I want to be as transparent as possible, yeah? I want to give people the feeling that I'm being genuine here and that I'm saying the truth. So I think confronting people's questions is a good thing to do. Jolts brought the girl to my locals and it's happening the whole time. Please protect the identity, Sleeping Bug. And it's astonishing to me too. I can't believe this guy brought this up again. Like, he knows what in what position he should be. And he still chose to open up the wound again. Still waiting for Voiceplate's question though. Manipulative behavior is rarely isolated, as this actions yesterday show. Oh shit, I missed it. I'm sorry. Voiceplate. Was not initially calling this person or publicly for redacted's benefit. I'm not sure if I understand the question right. You're saying, is keeping the person's identity in secret to Jolts' benefit or to the person's benefit? Waiting on your response. It's been a whole ass year and we really did him a service by not clamping down harder back in 2019. You brought it back up because hateful and want to capitalize on the Discord. What was the reason you never called Jolts out straight away? Oh yeah. The girl asked me to not expose Jolts back in 2019. She was afraid of the consequences that she might face because of it. She was afraid. And she still is. She's not watching the stream. She's incredibly fearful of what happened and what's going to happen. However, she did ask me to do this for her. What was this 2-hour call about? The 2-hour call was about her and Jolts getting to talk to each other. She wanted to get an opportunity where she can talk about all the pain and hurt he inflicted on her. And Saber and Mutator were there to moderate this and to ensure that a proper conversation is being had. I wasn't part of the call because first Jolts refused to have a call with me in it, and second because I myself thought it would be the fairest if I take a step back for this and let other people deal with it. Because if other people get involved in it and see how this situation got to this and how it transpired and choose to support her stance, then it will have way more effect than somebody who's already committed to the cause. Because when he refuses to be in a call with me or to basically acknowledge anything of me because he knows what I have on him. He didn't want to face me. And after this petty thing from yesterday that I have harassed him, I was like, I was going to let this fly, yeah? I was like, you know what, fuck it, yeah? It's not like I can easily prove that it wasn't really serious. And he definitely has no single proof to show actually abusive behavior from my side. But when he made it about her, when he chose to dig this up because he wanted to get something witty over Saber, who went a little ballistic on Twitter, that's when I decided he went too far. Why would he bring that up? I have no clue. But I don't care. Maybe he wanted to play the victim card one final time. Because that's kind of the behavior that he always does in these kinds of conflicts. And he's allowed to feel hurt, yeah? I'm not trying to say he's an awful person, everybody should hate him. I'm just trying to say that Jolts isn't the victim that he's trying to sell himself as. That he did real things to hurt other people, and that he is actively lying to people in order to get the advantage. Also, thanks, Fumu. Cool. I'm going to give you like 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to end the stream. I thank you all for watching. This is probably the highest number of viewers I got in a Pocket stream, like not ever, but in a pretty long time. And I hope that in the light of recent events, you all take emotional and physical abuse very serious. These are not topics to be joked around. These are topics that people have to live with for their entire life. And if you feel disgusted right now, or if you feel disillusioned or just awful in general, you have to imagine this is how the abused people feel their entire life. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you all, and now that I moved, you might see more streams from me in the future. Jin out.